A very relaxed welcome back to Frühling for episode 6 with me, MrSealyp. We're back here on Frühling. Let's slow things down a little bit after the hectic nature and the rather gargantuan tasks I was doing on the Western Wilds. I thought let's come back onto here. I wanted to come back onto here because I like the map. I haven't done the update to this map because of the changes I made to it before the update occurred, so I didn't want to change it and have to spend however many hours resetting everything and doing everything again. So I haven't. I was also trying to familiarise myself with where I'd got to. I do have some contracts that I was in the process of doing, or I just started. Sowing a field 9, sowing a field 13. They're both complete, so I can collect on that, got fertilising field 15. That's worth a few bob. Let's accept that. So I'm going to do some baling, a baling contract. I've got some rolling of some fields to do. The other thing I did, I made some Tomix ration and I didn't feed the cows. So I've got it in here good to go. Just actually thinking, is there a light switch in here? Maybe not. So I've got all these little tractors. If you're unfamiliar, if you haven't watched this, it's going the wrong side, but it doesn't matter, it's still going to fill them up. This is MrSealyp's home for abandoned tractors, HAT. And it's a model farm that displays and showcases older tractors in all their forms and all their glories. I'm here to help out. Wasn't making much money, didn't have much money, so that's what we're doing. We're not going to make huge amounts of money. There aren't a huge amount of fields. The fields aren't very big, so we're going to make money however we can. There's a few different tasks I need to do. Let's move that out of the way for the time being. I'm probably going to need the front loader on this. Now, something I haven't done to this point, because I don't have 5 episodes, this will be episode 6. I haven't put in the description all the mods I'm using, which is going to take a little bit of time. And when I came back on here yesterday evening, just to have a bit of a play around with it and try to remember what I'd done, I kind of got hooked again. I've been looking at the lands of La Mancha, something like that, isn't it? As a potential. I don't know where I'm going to go from here really. But what we're going to do is head over to the store. What's the other way around? We're going to head over to the store, and I'm going to sell the auto load trailer that I had for my little baler and get something different. Only to make life a little bit easier. I'm also not necessarily this episode, but I'm going to try something out in a little bit, and that's going to be Bear and Papa message me regularly, and I really do appreciate all the messages. Oh, that was the other thing I was going to do. Just suddenly remembered. I will get that up before I forget. Regarding, I need a jet wash too. Just saying, I don't think we've got one, have we? Yeah, regarding stacking of bales, and there's a bale stacker. I think it's standard in game one. I've got a bale spike on this. I thought I did. We might have one with the borrowed equipment for doing the baling contract. We're going to walk through. I've taken the little Antonio Carrero tractor. I wasn't using it, and I thought, I don't know what it's worth. We're going to sell it. Now, because I haven't done the update, I don't have the sell point available at the main store. That was part of the update for the map, so I just have to sell them myself. I know I won't get as much money. If you sell them directly at the store, you get a kind of an improved payment. I can't do a lot about that. But it is 9:10. I'm going to get one of the tractors to do some rolling. I'll show you where we're up to map-wise. Because field 12, hang on, not that. Growth. There we go. So, needs rolling. Field 12, field 5, and field 14. Now that's weird. I've completed that contract, and I did it where I had to get to for it to complete, but that hasn't filled that in. So yeah, these 3 fields I own, I haven't rolled yet. I thought I'd rolled that one. As far as ploughing goes, I hadn't done any ploughing and stuff either because we didn't own at the time of doing all this. Okay, we're looking fine for fertiliser in all 3 of those. Okay, I'm just trying to get my head around where I was at. So, main storage here, I don't think, because we don't own it, that was only the other downside. Much as I absolutely adored this map, and still do, I think it's wonderful. The problem I have is because you can't buy most of the plots of land, all the bits where you think, oh, I could stick placeables there, or I could remove a bit of fence there, or I could do this, you can't, unfortunately. So it was kind of limited to what you could do production chains-wise as well. So I don't know where we're going to go with this. Now again, the same as it was when I first played this map, the first 5 episodes, I don't know how many episodes I'm going to do on this before I start my next Let's Play. And I got so caught up doing the Western Wilds and was enjoying it so much. What I used to do was do 2 Let's Plays at the same time. So every other day would be a different Let's Play. I might go back down that route. I really haven't decided. But I just wanted to slow things down a little bit on here. So what I'm going to do is go to our vehicles, equipment and stuff that we own. Oh, that's going to make life a little bit more difficult. And it was under small tractors, so we're going to get rid of the Super Tigre, 5,891. And under bale loaders, that one there, we're going to get rid of that for 4,665. What we are going to buy, though, is another bale trailer. Hopefully it'll work a bit better. Bale loaders. But that one, the multipack D14, it has been suggested to me to try that out by Bear and Papa, because that puts stacks of small bales, but each stack registers as a bale. So when you talk about bale limits, and when I'm doing lots of mini bales, and it works out, you've still got your 200 limit. That kind of negates that. I don't know what horsepower that requires though. It doesn't say. So I might have a go with that. Not this episode, but I will have a go with that. But what I'm going to get is this one, the hay wagon. It's £8,000. We've made that auto loading, no straps, straps no auto loading. We wanted auto loading. Old logo, head rack. Yeah, we'll go with head rack. Wood equipment design colour. We're going to stick exactly with that. So let's buy that for £8,000. Now what I've got to do is head out with the mowing gear that we've got as part of this contract. I need to move that out of the way really. We do have the baler, we do have the wrapper, windrower. Nothing for collecting them though. So yeah, I'm going to have to get a trailer and collect them. Can I get past with that? Give it a go. So yeah, that's what we're up to. As I did on the first 5 episodes, each episode will be, I'm trying to do kind of one job completely rather than, which I often do, and when a map gets to the point where I was on the Western Wilds, it gets a bit unwieldy at times, and then you start trying to get as much in as you can. I do that as well because I find, I've said it before, people get a bit bored, I think, and they want to see more stuff happening, you know. Whereas I do kind of like the slightly slower, sedate. It's more about the vehicles and machinery than it is about getting the job done. Does that make sense? I know it sounds bonkers, isn't it, really? But right, let's unfold that. Let's unfold that. I don't know if that's going to be tight enough in. It might be. Let's start that up, drop it down. Start that up, drop it down. It's a small field. We're not going to get a huge amount of bales off this field. And it's not necessarily about whether we get to keep any bales or not. It was just about picking up another contract that was worth a bit of money, getting something done. I'm not sure it's going to let me windrow the stuff that's right the way around the edge, but if it does, fantastic. And I think it's another a beauty of doing this, as it was when I did the first few episodes, was that because it's a small map, you can get a full job done, you know, in an episode. Because the fields are big. It's not going to actually, I do need to adjust that. That's too far out, isn't it? Which way do I just go with that? Does that not adjust? There we go. To about there, maybe. So I think I'm missing some stuff. Anyway, the other thing I was going to say, because I haven't done it for a while, was to thank my regular, well, they're not patrons, but the guys that donate on PayPal. I've had a few different ones. There's a new thing on YouTube, I don't know if anyone's seen it, and I'm not plugging it, I'm just saying, where you can make a donation on a video. Somebody did one the other day. I did message them directly back and thank them. I think it was amazing. But a huge thank you to Tony, Rowan, Greg, Richard, Stephen, Mark, David, Robert, James, John, Peter. I think we're back around to David. Yeah, we are. Thank you so much for your generosity and your support of the channel. It's very much appreciated. I should shout out more and more often to those guys, but that's why I'm doing it now. I don't know whether I'm going to use this tractor. I might go and get one of mine actually, and we'll get the windrowing done. I also said this when I started out, I don't want to necessarily set a worker, because that's going to eat into funds that we don't have a lot of. If the fields were much bigger and I had multiple jobs on the go and that kind of thing, then I probably would be using a worker. But as it stands, no, I will do it myself. If we get to a point where we've got a lot of money, the thing is, what we tend to do here, the model farm, is when we get a little bit of extra money, we buy more tractors. we get some deals, we get some offers, people donate stuff, and we just increase the fleet. Okay. Take too long at all. Another thing I'm kind of trying to work out is within the realms of what we've got available with regard to space and areas that we can buy and that kind of thing. And obviously, since I last played on here, the advances in technology that have happened, the amount of things that are now available that weren't when I played this before, mean that we've got a few more options potentially available, which is going to be interesting to see how that all plays out. Just very conscious my PC started to beep and do things and disturb what we're doing, so let's lift that up. Now I tend to leave these when I do a contract list by the side of the field, because sometimes if you get to a point where you've got one bale in the baler and you've got potentially, you know, you're a few 100 litres off having another full bale, then I try and find a little bit of grass elsewhere, somewhere that I can just get that extra bale out of it from, but it doesn't always work. Well, I'm going to go and grab another tractor and try and have multiple running. I realised as I was gathering up the windrower, those two items in the background are for collecting bales. But I think what I'm going to do is our new bale trailer, I'm going to just take it over to the workshop trigger, switch over and put it on not auto-load, with straps, and we can stick the bales on that. Like I said, we're not going to have many off this contract. I reckon 5, if that. If you get 5, brilliant below. It's always interesting when you're doing contracting work, especially baling on smaller maps with smaller fields, because whereas normally you get a little bit of leeway, you get a few spare bales here and there, when you've got smaller fields and you're not going to get that many bales anyway, I don't know what the margin of error is, so we'll have to see. Now, obviously we're back doing contract work. The whole time through the Western Wilds I haven't done any contracting work. And something I noticed, having not done it for quite a while, when I was doing my video the other day, if you haven't seen it, the Game Changer video, which I will hopefully take advantage of if I can, on Let's Plays and stuff moving forward where I'm doing contracts, was I went onto a few different maps, and what I was doing was having to scroll through, like go through a month at a time until I had a contract available for wheat or barley or oats, but I was looking for wheat or barley, so I had straw swath left on the field during a contract. The contract system seems to be really messed up. Now a lot of people were saying, oh yeah, it's been like it for ages. Like I say, whole time on Western Wilds I haven't done any contract work. Having gone from Calmsden, where I did loads of contract work, and I'm obviously on here I'm doing contract work. It's the only way to really make any money because we've only got 3 fairly small fields at the moment. It was I was interested to see that if you skipped through to the next month, I was finding that contracts, there'd be a whole list of contracts available. I'd go from 7 AM through to 7 AM, and that entire list would vanish. They'd just pop, bom, 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 and they'd all vanish. I'd have contracts that then the following month would pop up saying they were available, and as the time scrolled forward, they would just vanish, just immediately. I couldn't get any of them to stay for any length of time. It was very odd. It took a really long time to get one that popped up for a harvest contract that actually remained in place, which did worry me ever so slightly. So, yeah. It worries me moving forward because that's, generally speaking, that's my bread and butter, but we're going to have to work out different ways of doing it. Now I'm thinking of, we've got the greenhouse on here already. I'm thinking of putting open gardening. I'm thinking of a few different ways we can make that work. We do have down to the south already. I used it a lot on Western Wilds. I put it on here and haven't used it yet. But the manure facility, so you put straw in, you get manure out. So that will help for doing an open garden. And if we can get something running, whether it be potatoes or whatever, because those open gardens do a whole load of stuff now, that will help with making a bit of money. So much needed cash into the model farm. So yeah, we'll see how that works out. Yeah, like I said, I don't think we get a huge amount of bales of this. Now I didn't do a test on this before, but with the baler, if we can set the size, I never actually did it. On Calmsden I talked about it, whether or not when you're doing baling contracts, I'm sure somebody will have done by now, maybe I need to do a test video on this, is the contract looking for a set amount of bales, or is it looking for a set amount of litres? So if it's only bales it requires, and you set your bale size to the smallest possible, you'll get more bales, but each bale will have less capacity to them. Or is the contract is it looking for literage? Does it need X amount of litres off that field? So it's not going to matter what size bales you do, because it's just going to require a certain amount. I still think if I do small bales, it gives you again a little bit more leeway, I guess. I don't know. I'll do the smallest size and we'll go from that and see what happens. But yeah, I kind of get caught up. There's so much going on, so many mods coming out, so much cool stuff to do. The testing situation is a little more complicated than it used to be on prior versions of the game. I'm not going to lie. So we'll pull this to one side as well. Let's go and get the next item. So we're going to bale next. Drop that off. Go up and over the top. Right down the side of this field. I'm sure it'll be fine. Probably have to invest in a bale spike. Probably should have looked for the traffic as well. Never mind. Whoops. I could use those for the round bales. I've never been a big fan of those bale holders, bale grabs. What we need is, mind you, know, it offsets it, doesn't it? As I say, for the bale wrapper, we need a round baler like this with a trailer hitch on the back of it. There are a few knocking around. I think modded PC ones generally there's a few about, but we haven't got that many for console. Right, this is going to take too long at all. It's very nice. And also, what's also nice with this is I know that between each episode I haven't got 5, 6, 7 hours of work to do, which was where I was at with Western Wilds. So many jobs and so many things that you're doing, the size of the fields I was doing, and don't get me wrong, I didn't mind doing it. I don't mind doing it because I was loving playing on the map. But I knew between each episode I had so much work to do, whereas on here, that's not necessarily the case. And if I do have a bit of work to do again, because the fields aren't very big, oh no, I didn't set the bale size. No. That first bale is going to be whatever size it's set at. 125, 150, 180. Oh, sorry, it's the smallest anyway. Okay. Actually, we might get more than 5 bales. We might get a whopping 6. Which I think I meant to do as well. Sorry, we were bouncing. So on automatic drop. There we go. Still missed a bit. Can't afford to miss anything when you're doing a baling contract. There we go. I'm doing what I did when I played on this one before. I'm just smiling ear to ear. It's just a lovely map. We're going to do alright. If we have any left over, fantastic. If we don't, not the end of the world. It's funny how with different equipment, different machinery and different styles of maps, your perspective changes. And I've said it, I'll say it again, I say it all the time, depending on what map you're on, what Let's Play you're doing, you find that thing, whatever it is, that's going to make you money. I haven't done that yet on here. I've just been kind of, like I said, I've only done 5 episodes. We're on episode 6. It's not like we've put hundreds of hours on this map here or anything like that. But it's finding that thing that's going to make you money. And it was methane. Well, it was logging and then methane on the Western Wilds. That's not necessarily going to be the case on here. And we also don't need to make the same sort of money because a lot of the smaller, older tractors are cheaper to buy anyway. Plus, the equipment and machinery that runs on them is a lot smaller and cheaper to buy. We don't need to be making millions. It would be nice to make millions. Now, this isn't my follow-on Let's Play from the Western Wilds. I left the Western Wilds, I said I was going to treat myself to something, and when I started my new Let's Play I would have maybe a vehicle, maybe a trailer with something on it. I haven't decided yet. This, obviously, because I'd already started on this is just my interim map. This is the map I come on when I just want to do a bit of stuff just to make me smile, you know. So a little bit doesn't roll into the road. It's going to roll into the road. Alright, alright. So yeah, that Let's Play whenever I decide what map I'm going to go on to. I haven't even really got a short list. I've been looking at a few of the maps, and there's some that I really like, some that when I did map tours, someone mentioned Bloomfield, the Canadian, it was Canada, wasn't it? Which was quite a nice map, I have to say. That was a nice map. Lands of La Mancha I was looking at. There was just a few that I looked at and thought, yeah, they're nice maps. I can't remember off the top of my head what they all were, but yeah, I don't know yet. So I think we're going to be in one of those situations where we're going to get a full bale and then not enough for the next one. I'm not even close to having enough for the next one. No, unfortunately we just have to accept that, I think. I mean, what I could do... Yeah, 1,000 litres. I'm just thinking all the extra little bits around the edge of the field, I don't know if that's going to be enough for a full bale. I'll go and grab the wrapper, we'll do that. The only best way to tell, I guess, is going to be if we deliver them and if we've got any left over. Now that's always a gamble. When you come to doing baling contracts, do you risk delivering the bales all on one trailer? It takes them all and says thank you very much. You might get a little bit of money for any extra bales. Or are you intending on keeping any of the bales? In which case what I generally do in the past, I'll deliver a couple of bales, or if it's a field where you've got hundreds of bales, or a lot of bales, I'll do a full load of bales. You probably saw me do it on Six Ashes and various different maps. I think I might have even done it on Calmsden. And I work out how much the percentage it says, how much percentage of the contract I've completed, how many bales I've delivered, and I work out the percentage of the contract completed per bale. I know it gets a little bit confusing and a little bit complicated, and some people just don't bother, just deliver all the bales. That's up to you. And that way you can, generally speaking, work out just exactly how many bales you need to complete the contract. Usually. Doesn't always work, but usually. So, but with the field like this, because it's a small field, what I might do is we'll take the trailer over, we'll put one bale in and see what percentage it says complete. Because we won't have a huge amount of bales, we should be able to work out fairly easily. Now, he says, I mean, yeah. Don't hold me to that, of course. Let's go. I'm on another one of those situations. I seem to have, every weekend seems to be, I've got stuff going on and busy. It's my eldest daughter's birthday. She's having a party today, later on today. Load of friends over at her house. So I've got, as I always find myself doing, I need to get my video done, uploaded, loads of stuff to sort out, so we can get over there for her birthday. She'll be 26. 26. Makes me feel old. Really old. I was only 22, nearly 23 when I had my first child, so it's weird how it can feel all at the same time, like a lifetime ago, which it is. She's led a very great life so far, but also it seems like 5 minutes ago. It's weird how that happens, isn't it? You stop and think back and think, I remember like it was yesterday, the day we brought her home from the hospital, you know. It's wow. Anyway, I'll get the rest of these wrapped and I'll see you when we're collecting them. I'll probably whiz over to the store, grab a bale spike. I know we'll be putting holes in the wrap, but don't worry about it. It's all good. I suppose the other way around it, I could get my my old faithful. Might do that actually. Get the bale. Oh no, because that's not going to help me the other end. No, I think I could use the pallet forks. The pallet forks will go into bales, but obviously that's not as delicate and dainty as we'd like. I take back what I said. We did have bale spikes in one of the barns. I'm going to be punching holes in the sides of the silage wrap, but don't worry, we've got silage wrap tape, so we'll just put patches over any holes that we make. Oh, I just remember what I haven't done. Rocks, mind those. Ditch. I didn't switch it over, did I? From auto load to manual so we can strap the bales down. Sometimes if you've got an auto load trailer, this one, when it's not auto load, it doesn't have straps. So, no, wrong one, that one. But sometimes if you've got an auto load that does have straps, if you try and put stuff on manually without using auto load, it can get a little bit kind of all over the place. Let's customize that then. Auto loading, no straps. Straps, no auto loading. Doesn't cost me anything. Let's customize that. Quick change to throw some straps on. There we go. Right. This is very much an and breathe. So, oh. I think you need it every now and again, like a palate cleanser, you know. Doesn't hurt to get back to basics. So, oh, I did manage to squeeze out another bale. I went round the edges, all the little bits I'd missed. There were a couple of bits in the fields where bales had unloaded and I'd moved forward and left bits of grass on the floor. So we squeaked another bale out. Just one of the little tufts of grass there I missed. Look. Ah. But we did manage to squeak another one out, so that's perfect. Let's go to about there, I guess. Now this is more for square bales. Just judging by the width of those, they're too wide, aren't they? So this is going to be kind of to the side. There we go, that'll be alright. So we could probably put two on there if I was careful. If I go more, if I aim for the centre part of the spike, the centre part of the pickup to be right in the middle, like that. Potentially, and drop it down to the ground like that. Nope, wasn't quite down to the ground. That's a bit better. I don't know if these are going to want to roll or what they're going to want to do, so we'll get them on and we'll get them strapped straight away. Hey, there's nothing nicer than a bit of manual bale loading. I love it. Just in case of getting it all lined up squarely as best as you can. It doesn't matter if it's not perfect. Try and get them level. So when we get there, like I said, I'll take one bale off and we'll see how we go. see what percentage it gives us, and then we can work out whether or not we get to keep any or not. Doesn't matter if we don't. I'm going to want to do some straw at some point, so I'm hoping we get a harvest contract at some point. And I can pick the straw swath up. We'll take that down to the manure factory, get some manure made. Just needs to be moved over a little bit. Now we should be right there. Oh, right on the edge of that one. And the next one goes on top, we should be fine. Right, so I've got, well, not many more bales to go. But I'll get some more bales on. And we're ready to go. We'll drive down. These have got to go to the animal dealer. And we'll see how we've done. Oh dear, I'm making a middle of this. Okay, that's alright. As long as I'm happy, as long as I'm smiling, it doesn't matter at all. Okay, 9 bales, all on. I put the 9th one right on the top in the middle because that one set of straps that was just started off the bale, if I put it on the top and then sort of squeeze it down, we should be good. So, off to the animal dealer. I love this little trailer. I can't remember who it was that told me about this. It might have been Bear and Paprika. Again, I'm sorry, it was a while ago that someone had suggested this one, the little John Deere trailer. It was when I did one of the mod reviews. It might not have been Bear and Paprika, I'm just trying to think. I'm sure I said it when I did the mod review, but or at least the day after, when I was trying to pick up bales using one of the little balers, and the trailer I'd used wouldn't work, and someone messaged me and said, "Oh, have you thought about the John Deere one?" And I didn't even know it was a thing. So now I've got it. I love it. It's absolutely brilliant. So I'm already thinking next episode then. I might try that little mini bale collector, bale loader, and we'll see if we can stack the bales a little bit neater at the farm. I need to get some rolling done, and what else do we need to do? I've got a fertilising contract that he's doing, but the rolling will need sorting out. Then I want to look at starting to clear the trees. That's why I want to tidy up those bales. I need to roll our field down here. There's the manure factory, that's been there. Yeah, I haven't even used it, but that's there, so we can get some manure made. Seed situation, I'm going to do what I said before about whatever I've got in storage, selling some and then spending a little bit of the money to buy the stuff from the farm supply pack, because you can, seeder can't do that way, but what I could do, although it might be quite expensive to lease, like I did on Western Wales, is get that seed auger, buy 1 pallet of oats for 5,000 litres, run that through, and that will give me a load of seed. I could do that, couldn't I? Right, so I've got to be careful here. What I'm going to do is disconnect there. That's the dialog box, so the sell point must be... hang on, let's double check that. It's been a while since I've been on there. Familiarise myself. Oh yeah, just here. So, okay, we've got to be careful. Let's take one set of straps off and do the ones at the... Oh no, don't take straps off, not unwrap the bale. Oh, never mind. I'm sure it'll be alright. Will it let me take that one? Or is it one of them wraps? Oh, that could be a problem. All that hard work. Huh? Okay, there's some sort of barrier? Can I get away with that bale? Or is it going to be expected to wrap bale, or will it just take silage? I think it'll just take silage, won't it? Can I get around the other side? This is very peculiar. Why is there a barrier? It might have just been around that side. Okay, let's see if I can get... Oh! There's definitely something there. Can I get that one bale off? Let's see what we're looking at. Where's that out of the way? It's not pretty. It doesn't need to be. Lucky this John Deere is a little bit versatile, isn't it? Might off-road. Right, let's see what this says when we put it down, shall we? %26% transported, so that's only going to take 4 bales. I mean, potentially 3. Okay. So what I need to do is I'm going to take them off manually. There's no way I'm not mucking around with this. Just need 3 more. Just take the one off the top. Oh, it doesn't matter if I keep the one that's unwrapped, that's fine. Take that strap off. I can't be sure. Do I just try 3 and see if it does it? I know the contracts all changed, didn't they, a while back? So maybe that will take more. The 3 bales will take me over 76%. That'd be enough. If I have to put a 4th one in, I'll put a 4th one in. That's no problem. Oh, happy days. Let's go with 1. See what happens. Still left with, considering how few bales we got off that field, that's awesome. Between those wheelbarrows, I think. Yeah, 1 more. Okay. Hang on, contract. Oh yeah, is 83. I'm sorry, hang on a minute. Ooh. Yes, and a little bit for the bale as well. We're left with 5 silage bales, each one 3,500 litres. Well, that'll be white. I'm a very happy bunny. So that contract is now complete. Let's go back up to there. Baling completed. Another 4 grand in the bank as well. Let's collect on that. There's a cultivating job, we could pick that up, but I've got a fertilising job to do as well. So yeah, we've got a few jobs to do in the next episode. I've got to make sure I don't do something silly now, like drive through the sell point. Because that would be just the sort of thing I would do. Spikes up out of the way. Let's head back to the farm. Very successful. I've still got a tractor over there, and then I just get onto the rolling greenhouse situation over here. So when we drive up, we'll have a look at the area I'm going to clear to put in potentially an open gardening. Sounds wonderful. I have got my eye on, I have got an offer of a tractor, but I have also got my eye on one. I don't think it's going to be too expensive either. An old Rosselmash. I say I have. The farm. So, we'll sort out where we're going to put these in just a moment. Turn the engine off. So yeah, this wooded area here, I need to move these bales out of the way, so probably put them over this side. Clear these trees here. That's been there since the start I actually forgot to move that. That was when I was setting everything up. Yeah, we'll clear this and we'll get an open garden in, I think. Depends on this log pile, because we can't do much with those unless we can remove it, which I don't know if we can. But if we clear this area, we might be able to fit an open garden in here, maybe. Just thinking of the width of this as well. Yeah, we should be able to. Yeah, so we've got stuff to do on the next episode. So we're at least going to be another couple of episodes in. We'll see where we go from there. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'm loving it. I'm smiling from ear to ear. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.